Hello everyone. We hope that you are doing well. If this is your first time on this channel, welcome to YouTube official verified US Immigration Updates channel, and welcome back if you are returning. We have got some significant news to discuss that could have far-reaching implications on immigration policies and the border. In this video, we're going to talk about great news which Biden announced that nearly 500,000 immigrants has got the legal status and it will make them to get authorization to work in the United States. So once again, good morning, afternoon, or evening, ladies and gentlemen, wherever you are, and welcome again. If you are interested in learning more about this topic, stay tuned until the end of this video. More importantly, if you are looking the details for any other topic, please let us know in comment box. If you like this video, please click the subscribe button, the like this video button, and don't forget to press the bell icon to get new updates instantly and directly to your YouTube. So, without any further delay, now let's get into the video and find out what the latest updates are on U.S. immigration.
The Biden administration is granting nearly 500,000 Venezuelan migrants temporary legal status that will allow them to access work permits in the United States.
The decision, along with promises to hasten work permits for many migrants, may placate Democratic leaders who have urged the White House to do more to assist asylum seekers. However, the move will also provide grain for Republicans who believe that President Joe Biden has been too lenient on immigration. As the United States grapples with an increase in the number of people fleeing Venezuela and other countries to arrive at the United States-Mexico border, the administration of President Joe Biden has announced that it will grant temporary legal status to hundreds of thousands of Venezuelans who are already in the country. This will quickly make them eligible to work in the United States. It is expected that the United States Department of Homeland Security would issue temporary protected status to around 472,000 Venezuelans who arrived in the nation as of July 31st. This will make it simpler for these individuals to obtain authorization to work in the United States. Democratic mayors and governors, who are finding it difficult to care for an increasing number of migrants placed in their care, have made this a primary demand of the federal government. This number is in addition to the approximately 242,700 Venezuelans who were already eligible for temporary status prior to the statement made on Wednesday. It is important to provide protections for Venezuelans because Venezuelans make up such a major percentage of the migrants who have been coming in the country in recent years. Over the course of the past decade, Venezuela has been engulfed in a political, economic, and humanitarian crisis, which has caused at least 7.3 million people to leave the country and has made it impossible for those who are still there to afford food and other needs. The vast majority of those who escaped eventually settled in neighboring nations in Latin America. Nevertheless, in the past 3 years, many have begun arriving to the United States through the extremely perilous Darien Gap, which is a section of jungle in Panama. People from Venezuela who come in the United States after the 31st of July this year will not be eligible for protection under this program. Those who are now qualified must submit an application in order to receive it. Venezuela's increased instability and lack of safety due to the ongoing humanitarian, security, political, and environmental conditions, the Department of Homeland Security said in a statement, prompted Secretary Alejandro Mayorkas to grant the expansion and an 18-month extension for those who already have temporary status. The extension was granted to individuals who already have temporary status. CBP One is a mobile app that can be used to schedule appointments at land crossings with Mexico. Additionally, parole can be granted to Cubans, Haitians, Nicaraguans, and Venezuelans who arrive at an airport with financial sponsors. The administration has stated that it will expedite the process of granting work authorizations to people who have entered the country since January. They will strive to issue work permits to them within 30 days, compared to approximately 90 days at the present time. The promise of expedited work permits does not apply to persons who cross the border illegally and seek asylum. According to the law, these individuals must wait for a period of 6 months before they are eligible to acquire work permits. The nation's mayors and governors have been on President Joe Biden to find a solution that will allow recently arrived immigrants to lawfully find employment so that they may provide for themselves and their families. Democratic politicians in New York, Massachusetts, and Chicago, among other places, have voiced their concerns regarding the burden that recently arrived migrants are placing on their resources. This concern is especially prevalent in New York, where the government is mandated to provide housing for anyone who is in need of it. About 60,000 freshly arriving migrants are being housed in the city at the moment, at the expense of the city. In a statement released late on Wednesday night, Governor Kathy Hochul of New York expressed her gratitude to the federal government for acting so swiftly to grant one of our top priorities: temporary protected status to Venezuelan asylum seekers and migrants who have already arrived in this country. Hochul said she was grateful the federal government has acted so quickly to grant one of our top priorities: temporary protected status to Venezuelan asylum seekers and migrants. The mayor of the city, Eric Adams, has been particularly critical of the administration of President Joe Biden. On the other hand, Adams lauded the move to provide Venezuelans with safeguards on Wednesday and expressed gratitude to the administration for taking the city's concerns into consideration. The number of people seeking to enter the country illegally over the southern border is growing. This presents a significant obstacle for the administration, which has been stymied in its efforts to demonstrate that it is in charge of the border in the face of criticism from Republicans. On Wednesday, the community of Eagle Pass, which is located in southern Texas along the Rio Grande and shares a border with Mexico, declared a state of emergency because of a severe undocumented immigrant surge. Tom Schmerber, the sheriff of Maverick County, stated that approximately 2,700 migrants entered Eagle Pass on Tuesday, and another 3,000 migrants did so on Wednesday. The administration stated on Wednesday that it was also used forces from the Department of Defense to support personnel from the Department of Homeland Security at the border. In order to assist with customs and border protection, the Department of Homeland Security already makes use of approximately 2,500 National Guard members. In the news release, the Department of Homeland Security stated that up to 800 extra active duty troops will also be posted to the border. These troops would be employed for things like logistics, which would free up customs agents to take on more frontline responsibilities. The Department of Homeland Security has stated that it is also adopting additional measures to address the issue of immigration. One of these measures is an expansion of a procedure that was initiated in May to expeditiously remove families who are deemed to have no legal basis to remain in the nation. Additionally, according to the agency, it has increased the capacity of its holding facilities along the southern border. In addition, it stated that it had increased the number of individuals who had been ordered to leave the country. Since the 12th of May, the agency reported that it has expelled 253,000 people from slightly more than 150 countries throughout the world. This number compared to the 180,000 people who were kicked out within the same time period in 2019. Before the pandemic significantly alerted the government's capacity to kick out migrants. That's all we have for you in this bulletin. I hope you found this video useful. We will continue to keep a close eye on the developments of immigration-related updates and will publish new videos when there are more updates. The U.S. Immigration Update channel provides all necessary visa information and procedures for your U.S. immigration journey. It is important to understand the United States immigration processing steps, visa application requirements, processing times, forms, fees, and more. We will continue to provide all information about U.S. visitor visas such as B1 and B2, work visas such as L1A, L1B, and H1B, student visas, green cards, immigrant visas, EB1, EB2, EB3, EB4, and EB5, and family immigrant visas. Thank you for visiting us today, and we'll see you in the next video. If you haven't subscribed to our channel, please subscribe channel for more U.S. immigration update videos.